There was a time in my life where they wanted me to move because I had to be somewhere for something important. It wouldn't be important to, say, the world or anything like that, but I think it was important to them. And I had people coming up to me, strangers, saying to me, you need to move to, and I'm not going to say the city. And I said, well, why did you say that? And they'd say, I don't know. And they would be real embarrassed. And this wasn't one person, this was like 4 or 5. And too many bizarre paranormal things indicating for me to move to that area. And so I just said, well, I better move there. You know, I made an agreement. Yeah, you know, if this is supposed to be so important for them, you know, or, you know, I'll go along with it. I always felt somehow protected, and I know it. That sounds strange, but, you know, I had gotten into some hairy situations, and I came out of it pretty unscathed. Also, there was quite some time that went by. I always felt like they were around, watching me or something, but several years went by without me remembering a visit. And
this visit, the first one?
From the first one, yeah. I knew I was being visited, but I had no memory of them.
Oh.
I had, for some reason, I would sneak out of the house in the middle of the night as a child and go outside, and then I'd come back in. And I lived out in the middle of the woods, you know. Yeah, so that's kind of odd. Years later, I met, I read the book, Communion, and I was shocked to see that somebody was coming forward with this. Oh, also before that I had read the Betty and Barney Hill thing, and I'm going, oh my gosh, you know, looked just like what happened to me, and so I just kept reading it over and over, you know, like, okay, this is real, because, you know, when I was a kid, I kept questioning myself, you know. But then, when I saw that Betty and Barney Hill thing, you know, later, when I read Communion, I felt like I had to contact somebody. I got the strongest feeling I had to make contact with a researcher, and I'm not going to name names. And I told him something I said to him, and a lot of people who have experiences say this. The words, something really big is going to happen. And that struck him, because that's what all experiences say, and they have that strong feeling, something really big. And he wanted, he wanted to meet with me right away. And so I was seeing him once a week. And he would do regressions, because I knew I was having some visits, but I just probably couldn't remember, and I wanted to know more about the first one too. And things started happening. I had a black unmarked helicopter at my house. Pretty.
We need to. So you jumped from 63 to what time now?
I would say 1989.
Okay.
89, almost
Okay.
90, yeah. In between there.
Mm-hmm.
And not that I didn't have sightings in between, several in between.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where was I? Oh, the black helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a child, I'm not going to give because I don't want to give any information. One of my children came running down from upstairs, panicked.
Mm-hmm.
And the house was shaking. This thing was so close, and the lights were flashing in the house. It was almost level to my 2-story home, and I was angry because they were terrifying my children, you know. And I stepped out the back door, and they were so close that I could see the man inside. He was wearing dark sunglasses, and he had a close-cropped beard. He had brown hair, and he looked at me very arrogantly, nonchalant, almost in a, you know, threatening kind of way. And I got mad, and I took my fist and I put it up in the air and I shook it at him, and he just looked at me, and I dared him. I said, "Come here, because you know, a mother protecting her children, you know." And he just left. But I told the investigator about it, and he was concerned, but nothing like that happened after that again. Thank goodness. Then
Nothing. You mean no more helicopters ever?
no more. But I did have things on the highway that were kind of strange, where this was, I would say, maybe 3 or 4 years later, some large truck tried to ram the back of my